Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone Ruel. It's been a nice DC camp with another short lesson to edify the hopeful elect. Alright, so you can see the so-called title on the screen. It's a video by Jake with the YouTube channel, The Woke Progressive. So it's got issues, man. See how our nation has turned into a nation of monsters, man. Causing havoc, and making it a light thing to be destructive. All right, so it's just the curses, man. Let you know that the Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai has really put a heavy hand upon our people. It's all punishment for disobeying the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai. And this is the results you're gonna get, man. And this is what Esau really loves. He loves to see the children of Israel, you know, be wayward. Yep, to be seriously wayward against the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, Ba'ashem Kwadash. All right. So it's sad, but it's the truth, man. All right. So this is what living in Babylon has done to our people. Especially our children, man. Ever since Esau's been taking you know, that approach of destroying the nations, destroying the families. This is what you get, all right. So you just basically got them on that conveyor belt, from kindergarten to prison, all right. Because Esau loves that cheap labor, and that's one thing he will never address, and that's goes to show you the level of hatred he has for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. He just want to oppress and oppress and oppress so he could get that birthright, right? So you see, man, you see the wrath of Esau in these last days, man, because he's really angry, he's frustrated. So he has all types of strategies to combat our people. All right. So this is what you see after generations of neglect. When the man is no longer in the house, the woman refuses to get on code with the man to do something decent to raise a normal family. All right, but they choose not to. And this was exactly what the men of the Lord complain about day in, day out. So I'll play the video and I get you some scriptures, man, because it makes you sick to the stomach, man.
A lot of people are going to take this video the wrong way, and I hope you don't, but at this point, I truly don't care, because if you're not on my Patreon, your opinion means nothing to me. So now I'm just going to let it all out in this video. I don't care at this point. I truly don't care. So the more I live, the more I observe things, the more I see the way life works, the more I hate black people. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I don't mean I hate black people as in, I'm going to go out here and marry a white woman. No, I'm going to ultimately marry a black woman.
And there's a problem with Jake, man. When Jake doesn't have an idea, a perfect understanding of his identity, he keeps holding on to all these labels that a so-called white man, the so-called slave master, the so-called oppressor, the so-called devil that the Bible speaks of, is going to be holding on to his labels, man. African American, colored, black, minorities, so those are all bywords, man. And it's sad that, someone as intelligent as he is still doesn't get, the ramifications of being an Israelite, all right? Because this knowledge is not for everybody, man. Some folks will be conscious and they won't realize that they're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, right? So eventually, if it's the Lord's will, a lot of our people in these so-called conscious or awoken communities, they have to wake up, man. They have to realize who they are as a people, according to the words of the Lord, Ba'ashim Shai, Ba'ashim Kwadash.
But I hate our culture. Jesus Christ. We got to be the dumbest people on the planet. I don't just say that to just say it. I truly mean that. I was walking. I live in a black apartment complex. Majority of people here are black, except downstairs. I have a black woman. She's married to a white man. And that's a weird situation. Every time I walk by,
And this is what your so-called leaders won't talk about, man. You know, your so-called leaders in Congress, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, you know, this one thing they'll never address. One thing they'll never address because they've all sold out to Esau. All right, so they'll never address this issue. They'll never proclaim the truth. They never proclaim the words of the Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai, because they know that they have to use jakes like this as an opportunity to improve their their favors with the master, right? So when the family breaks down, they become booties. They become booties to the highest bidder. And that's the so-called white man, the heathens, man. See how they make money off our people. We see them hidden in the background. See how Jake's all, out of order, man. So this is what you get, man, when our nation doesn't have a proper foundation in the Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai. This is what you get, all right? So it's terrible, it's disheartening, it makes you want to cry. But at the end of the day, man, the Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai is one that will bring that correction, and is one that will purge our people of this disease, all right, that the enemy has sown among us. All right, so this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. You know what? Start from verse 21. Jeremiah 4, verse 21. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. All right, so it's a crazy lifestyle, man. This is a crazy culture, just like the guy mentioned in his video. It's a crazy culture that Esau likes to promote. Promote on BET, promote on World Star Hip Hop. Then go to the BET Awards. You wouldn't see nothing decent, man. It's just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Even with the gospel artists, even with the churches, it's terrible. When was the last time Creflo Dollar stood up and addressed this situation wholeheartedly? In fact, consistently. No. All right. So, Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai will just let his men on the highways and byways without all that all those big mansions and big media equipment. They'll be the ones in the meek and lowly positions that would have to address the situation without biting their tongue. All right. So it just lets you know, man, that we got work to do, man. So many things that's causing the men of the Lord to sigh and cry. All right. And then you look at Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21, and it says, Yet I had planted thee a novel vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plants of a strange vine unto me? All right. So that people become a people of a degenerative mindset, man. It's terrible, man. You can't. How the hell you go to a job interview looking like this? Go to school like that. Pencil down, all that stuff. And then the cops just like, oh well, we got we got a fall guy, and just drop a couple of grams of weed on him, and that's it. And this is what Esau likes to do, man. And they become vulnerable because they don't know no better. All right. So it's just beautiful. The Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai has to expose the weaknesses of our people and let them know that they need to come out of this mind numbness, man, this blindness, this culture of darkness, so-called culture of let's call it hip hop and all that stuff. It's not done anything positive for our people, man. All right, so it's It's terrible, man. It's terrible. It's spreading like wildfire. All right, it's destructive, very destructive. Okay, so get another precept. It's going to be from the book of Second Ezra, chapter 1, verse 33 and 34. Second Ezra, chapter 1, verses 33 and 34. Okay, so it says, thus said the Almighty Lord, your house is desolate. All right, so this is what happens, man. You know, when the house is desolate, it means that the man is no longer in authority. You know, he's been found wanting in his duties. All right, everything is out of place. You know, his house lacks a proper foundation, just like the scripture talks about. You know, when you have slack hands, the whole building goes into ruin, and this is what you see. All right, so it says in Second Ezra chapter 1 verse 33. Thus said the Lord, thus said the Almighty Lord, your house is desolate. I will cast you out as the wind doth stubble. And this is the mindset our people have adopted, the mindset of confusion. All right. There's nothing righteous about a lifestyle that is wayward, you know, against the word of the Lord, by Shema Shai. Verse 34, and your children shall not be fruitful. All right. For they have despised my commandment and done the thing that is an evil before me. So this is what you're gonna get, man. When our people become unfruitful, you know, very destructive. All right. So this is terrible, man. You know, this is what you call a lifestyle on a suicide path. You know, self-inflicted wounds, man. Self-inflicted wounds. Terrible. It's much more terrible than the wounds of an enemy. Alright, because our people, you know, they know they gotta eat, wake up, sleep, and all that stuff, have clothing and shelter. But they don't understand what it means to have the words of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. They don't put any value on the words of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. So it's going to be terrible for them in these last days, man. These are the ones that will be on the highways and the byways, burning down, running into people's homes, murdering and all that stuff. This is it, man. You know, and for the men of the Lord that were once in this mindset, and the Lord delivered them from it, you know, they have a serious testimony to share with the other brothers, you know, that come out of that mindset to come listen. Okay? So, another precept is going to be from the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 1. Alright, so it says, better it is to have no children and to have virtue. Alright, so man of the Lord, man, you know, if you're down with the words of the Lord there by Shema Shai, and you're in a terrible kingdom, you're better off not having children here, man, because it's going to be a headache. This is for the brothers that don't have any children, including the sisters too, man. If you don't have no children, you should be taking the Lord there by Shema Shai. You don't have any, because you basically going to be worried day in and day out. All right, you gotta be you're gonna be having constant worries because you're in captivity. You see all the madness people have to deal with on the news, man. You know, see the hatred of Esau for our people. For the memorial thereof is immortal, because it is known with the Most High and with men. All right. So just remember, man, for the elect, you know, just make sure you stay on the right path with the Lord, you know, by Shema Shai, because that's much more important than having unworthy children in this place, man. Because you don't want unnecessary headaches. All right. So just pray the Lord, you know, by Shema Shai, strengthens your resolve not to fall into the trap, you know, of Esau telling you to go after your so-called American dream, get a white picket fence in the home, the so-called wife, and start raising children. You know, you're asking for a lot of difficulties, man. All right, meaning you're putting yourself deep in the hole here in Babylon. You opening up yourself to more vulnerable avenues at which Esau could get a a strong arm against our people. All right. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 16, verses 1 to 3. It says, "Desire not a multitude, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons." So this is what you're gonna see on all these rap videos, man. Terrible, man, terrible. Even for the men of the Lord that have been in that mindset, they've lived that life, and they were delivered from it. They could tell you countless number of events, man, of all the terrible things that took place. All right, that's not something they will recommend. To have, you know, to even to have memory of. All right, because it's trauma, man. It's what you call a product of PTSD. All right. In slavery, you don't have it. Didn't have all this madness. But when Esau decided that, you know what, it's time to take slavery to a different level, so he switched it up. All right. Verse 2: Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. So you don't see the fear of the Lord with the jakes, on the screen, man. It's terrible, man. Gang signs, black and blue, all black and all that stuff. It's terrible, man. So just gotta pray the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, keeps your household safe in these last days, man. Because it's terrible, man. You don't want this heartache. Verse 3: Trust not in their life, neither respect the multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000. So the Most High is not looking for a huge amount of children, man. It's just for a few that are willing to accept the sacrifice to become righteous, to accept the burdens of the Lord Yahushai. All right. And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. So that's a solid point, man. That's a solid point that the prophets always had on their mind, man. How the hell are we going to be a fruitful nation when we have all these degenerates among us? In captivity, we are oppressed. The oppressor is killing our people killing each other. The other nations are joining in too, taking advantage of the situation, licking our wounds and all that stuff. So that's how messed up it is, man. All right, so I'm just going to move on to the next precept because I know I don't want to spend too much time on this topic, but it's a good topic to always think of, man. The messed up state of mind of our people. So this book of Sirach, chapter 25, verses 7 and 8. So it says, "There be 9 things which I judge in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." So the elect, man. The elect been waiting for a long time to see the hand of the Lord come upon his enemies. Their enemies, all right? The heathens, the ones that come against the word of the Lord, the one that are always manufacturing false evidence to stop the gospel, all right? So the Lord Abba Shema Shai is going to bring a heavy judgment upon Esau and the other nations, man, for coming against his chosen seed. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites. Okay, verse 8 says, "Well is him that dwelleth with a wife of understanding, and that had not slipped with his tongue, and that had not served a man more unworthy than himself." All right, so that's what the elect always have on their mind, man, that they should be found blameless in these last days, man. That they do not throw away the values of the word of the Lord by Shema Shai for this trash of a kingdom called Babylon. All right, and that's what Esau really wants our people to do, man, to willingly accept the state of mind that we're in and continue that so-called crazy culture, crazy tradition. All right, and the final precept will be from the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, from verses 1 all the way to verses 3. So it says, the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Kwakodash, is upon me, because the Lord had anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He had sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. And who are the brokenhearted? The elect, that are upset at the state of our nation. Look at the condition of our people. It's terrible, man. Terrible. Terrible. From the northern kingdom all the way to the southern kingdom. It's terrible, man. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, it's terrible, man. Terrible. All right. And it says, he had sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to preach liberty to the captives. Because our people, they've been held captive by Esau's ideologies, man. Chasing after vanity. All right. This is what you get. If you're chasing after vanity, you're gonna end up, losing track of what needs to be done. You're gonna get your eyes off the ball. And the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kwakodash, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. Whose mourning is that's the elect. All right. So that time of comfort is coming, man. In fact, it's already started once we receive this gospel of who we are. All right. Verse 3, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, all right, that's the elect, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kwakodash, that he might be glorified. And that's exactly what the elect are looking forward to, man. Restoration by the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Alright, because we can't do this by the power of our hands, man. You gotta pray that the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua gets us out of here, as soon as possible, man, because there's so much wickedness in this society that you don't want your children to be a part of. All right, so just pray the Lord by Shema Shai continue to strengthen your mind, to push you in the right direction, to accept the difficulty and challenges of dealing with an oppressive system. All right, so that's the point there. I can hope you're edified. Keep pushing, man. Don't get all bent out of shape, because you see our nation just wasting away. Just pray the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai give you the spiritual mind to keep pushing the gospel. Shalom.